You've got the whole world in your hands. 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 You've got the fish of the sea in your hand.
By name, I am Adetunji Temitope Felix, Crown Railway. Crown Railway in this dimension is my imperial legitimate nomenclature. I am speaking from the desk of God's Arm Global Foundation, a registered non-governmental organization with the Corporate Affairs Commission, Federal Republic of Nigeria, with the motto, giving hope, redeeming lives, radiating love. God's Arm Global Foundation was vetted in the year 2014, May 27, by the revelation that God has revealed to us. This non-governmental organization is registered with the Civil Society Organization and also the Department of Economic and Social Affairs, United Nations. It's in partnership with World Youth Summit, Ghana, also with the RSS Logistics and Research, partner with the Child Health Improvement and Life Development, and some other international organizations. Based on the alarming issue presently ravaging the society, rape. So we try as much as possible to be able to come up with an exposition and some better coming out processes. And that's the reason why we're coming up with a program that we tagged Unmasking this monster, rape. It is terribly horrible hearing about this negativity in the society, where we have seen a whole lot of people engaging themselves in this illicit atrocity. Rape is a criminal case, a criminal offense rather. It is a crime against violence, or we call it violence crime. In the criminal code of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that's section 256 or 257, so to speak. Rape is defined as having an unlawful carnal knowledge with a girl or woman that has to do with threat, force, intimidation, and impersonation, that is to a married couple. It has to do with is a capital punishment, life imprisonment. And we want to believe the fact that based on the hearings on all the corridors, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, especially in the legal corridor, is as if they have not been that active in the area of making people as a scapegoat or to deter them. Now that's the reason why we are bringing up an exposition. In the area of rape also, I want to believe this is sexual abuse. And when we talk about sexual abuse, it has to do with a form of violating or ridiculing the personality of people. We have the female, we have the girl child, and we have the woman. Now, there are some three fundamentals that I want us to quickly consider in the area of incest, in the area of child neglect, in the area of psychological and emotional neglect. These are the fundamentals that every family must strictly adhere to the principle and the ethics attached to them. We'll be having some of our powerful people that God has raised up for a time like this to give us some exposition. We have Dr. Mrs. Olowo Dre that will be talking to us on the psychological and emotional effect. Dr. Mesolo Noye is the present HOD of the Department of Adekunle Ajashi University. She's an associate professor. She will be talking on that. Mrs. Adebola Akigwe Sote will be talking on the area of taming this monster. Chief Mrs. Mojisola Lawa will be talking on the parental role and instilling consciousness. While Barrister Aminu will be talking to us about the legal approach towards rape. And a very good friend of mine, Fam Doyi Olowoni, will be talking on the effect of drugs and substances. While we have one of our mommy too in the United States of America, she's one of our spiritual counselors, Elder Leslie Matthew. She'll be talking to us on the role of the church in ameliorating this issue. We have a brother of ours too, who is the president of Optimum Capital Management in Michigan, in the United States of America, Ryan Mark by name. He will be talking to us on giving hope to the victimized and also the role of the boys and the men. So actually, that's the reason why we are trying to bring up different voices from different corridors that will be able to put this generation into the direction that we're supposed to be functioning. Rape is barbaric. Seriously, a man or a boy child should not be able to show his prowess on, forcing or tearing the lap of a lady. That's not how to exercise your strength. We must be willing to prove our prowess by our ability to bring up the broken ladies or the broken girl or the broken women in the society, to make them to be a vessel, to make or a vessel for positive change. As a matter of fact, I have come to realize that a lot of people have been engaging in this art and they have been going away with it because our law is too skeletal. Take for instance the issue that happened some few months ago in the United States of America to a popularly known musician, Robert Kelly, Harry Kelly by name. He has been engaging in child molestation for quite some years ago, but presently the sword of the law caught him, and presently he is being sentenced into jail. So if we can begin to see this issue of rape in another dimension, I mean with a clear binocular, not just to be so myopic about it. Boys too can be raped. I've heard about the situation when a young boy in one of the private universities was raped by a senior in the school. I mean a gay action. So all these acts are pseudomonymous acts. They are actions that belong to the fallen Adam. And it is high time for us to begin to have a collective effort by joining our strength together and actually giving hope to the victimized and also the affected ones who are engaging in such acts. I want to advise the legal corridor to at least try as much as possible to use an offender as a deterrent. It is very important. Take for instance, a country like Saudi Arabia, you don't try to smuggle drugs, you'll be killed. That's their law. So if you are going, it's more or less, and you are trying to engage yourself in such an act, probably if you are caught, that's the end of your life. So rape in this context, or so to speak, has to do with we have many people who are influential stars, celebrities, that have been engaging in such acts. But because many people who are victimized, they want to believe the fact that their voice could not be heard. But that's the reason why we are trying to sum up things together and giving hope and voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. In the area of incest it has to do with the sexual abuse activity between a family and close relatives. All this pedophile and kind of very close people. So by the virtue of the people that will be giving us an exposition, I want to believe they will be able to give us contemporary and accurate knowledge on this note. And also, I want to quickly strike a balance, or let me say a sound of warning to the people engaging in such an act. Self-control is very sacrosanct. It is very important. The issue of intake of drugs and substances, not just because the government will have their own rule, the environment and everywhere is locked down, but that has not given us the license to begin to oppress people and engaging ourselves in this violent crime. We still have more exposition, but we believe that let us just start from here so that we'll be able to project it online. People will begin to view it. There will be phone numbers as help desk for people for prayers and counseling. The church has their role, the religious leaders have their role. Even the government, this is high time the government will rise up to protect. It is the fundamental human right of every citizen to have or to be able to live a life of security, irrespective of your race, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your ethnic and whatsoever. So I believe the rule of law must be properly upheld. And I believe also that all international organizations too will be able to help us to put their voices together and give us a back up. With the help of God Almighty, we believe we will be able to come and tame this monster rape. It is an agent of darkness, and by the operation of divine light, darkness must be put to flight. So thank you all for your patience. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Let us subscribe to our YouTube channel, God's TV. Also, kindly help us to hit the bell notification in order to be notified as we'll be putting up some more videos on our YouTube channel. God bless you.
You've got the whole world in your hands. 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 You've got the fish of the sea in your hands. You've got the birds of the air